The HOA president thought he could walk into my yard whenever he pleased. But after I caught him trespassing one too many times, I decided it was time to send a message. What I installed wasn't dangerous, but it was unforgettable, and it guaranteed he'd think twice before ever setting foot on my property again. It started innocently enough. I had lived in the neighborhood for years without any serious issues. My backyard was my escape, a private place where I gardened, grilled, and relaxed. But the HOA president saw it differently. He believed that being in charge meant he had the right to inspect whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted. At first, I noticed little things. A gate latch that had clearly been moved. Footprints in the grass when no one had been over. Tools shifted around in my shed. I brushed it off, thinking maybe I was imagining things. But then one afternoon, while working from home, I looked out the window and saw him, right there in my yard, clipboard in hand, snooping around like he owned the place. When I confronted him, he claimed he was checking for violations. But there was no violation to be found. My grass was trimmed, my fences were maintained, and my house was in perfect order. He simply wanted control, and my backyard had become his personal playground. That was the last straw. I knew I couldn't count on the HOA board to rein him in, so I decided to handle it myself. My plan wasn't to fight with him directly, it was to make trespassing on my property such a miserable experience that he wouldn't dare try again. The next weekend, I installed a motion-activated sprinkler system. Hidden behind bushes and along the fence line, the sprinklers were programmed to blast full pressure the second anyone stepped onto my grass. To make things even sweeter, I aimed one right at the gate where I'd seen him sneak in before. It didn't take long for the system to be put to the test. A few days later, I heard the distinct creak of the gate and peeked out. There he was again, clipboard ready, about to march through my yard. He didn't make it 2 steps before the sprinklers exploded to life, drenching him from head to toe in cold water. His papers turned to mush, his phone nearly ruined, and his smug expression instantly replaced with pure shock. The best part? Neighbors witnessed the entire thing. Word spread quickly, and soon, his trespassing habit became the neighborhood's running joke. He stopped showing up in my yard altogether, clearly embarrassed and unwilling to risk another soaking. In the end, all it took was a little creativity to put an end to his abuse of power. The HOA president thought he could push boundaries without consequences. Instead, he walked straight into the perfect reminder that my yard was off limits.